Buthelezi says they are also looking at ways to implement the Provincial Water Master Plan.
We hope to come up with a plan where every single municipality benefits from the resources and expertise of Utsugela water, so that all our people have access to reliable water supply. And therefore, their presence today is here to ensure that the issue of the Provincial Water Master Plan is implemented.
Newzroom Afrika's Silethiwe Ndlovu attended the meeting and is now on the ground with residents to find out their experiences. Silethiwe, you've been visiting various neighborhoods around Durban this morning, and right now I believe you are in Mayville. What are the residents there saying?
That's quite right, Vuyo. We have been visiting various residents in the city of eThekwini to find out some of the concerns that they have when it comes to service delivery. Obviously, you heard from that meeting that happened earlier on with the MEC for Cooperative, where he mentioned that, the focus for the day was going to be service delivery, specifically looking at water, sanitation and electricity. Now, earlier on, we spoke to residents that were detailing how they haven't had water for the past 16 years. Some of them also saying that they haven't had water since those major floods that we had in 2022. And the concerns being raised there is that they would like to actually get a solid plan coming from, the various departments that are responsible for providing them with water. Right now, however, I am in the area of Mayville, and this specific area is also facing issues with service delivery. However, it is a bit different to what we saw earlier on where we had water tankers, because in this particular location, I'm just going to step out of shot. However, in this particular location, you will see that there are major issues when it does come to sanitation. As you can see in front of you, you do have a waste bin that is currently blocking the road, which does make it a bit difficult for vehicles to actually drive past. Next to the waste bin, you can see that there's quite a bit of dirt that has accumulated, which has now, been mixed with the dirt that is laying on the ground. And also just looking further down, you'll also see that there's a bit of water that has also accumulated. We're told by some of the residents here that the storm water drain is actually blocked, has actually been blocked for quite some time now. And some of the concerns coming from the residents here is that they have also voiced their concerns to say that they would like these issues to actually be solved. I am actually joined now by one of those residents, Buti Undabo. Buti, siyabonga kakhulu ukhuluma nathi. Mhlambe nje ngicela sikhulume ngalodoti esiubonayo emva kwethu. Sekuphela isikhathi esingakanani lo mgqomo wodoti uvala umgwaqo kanje?
Sekuyisikhathi eside kakhulu nkosazana, mhlawumbe ngiqale nje ngokubingelela nabalaleli emakhaya. Sekunesikhathi eside sihlala nalodoti ever since before the lockdown. The debt has not been picked up properly. You find that even when they come, the skip stays here for quite a long time, so that in some cases, the dirt will fall out of the skip and get like building a pile that will also avoid them from putting the skip to the position where it was. They end up leaving the skip on the road, which makes it very complicated for us to also access the road. Since then, we've also organized a cleaning campaign in last month, where we've communicated with the ward councillor and the DSW officials to request them to bring the tractor to remove the pile that is blocking the skip to be on its position. But we were told that that is not something that is going to be possible anytime soon, since they only have one tractor that is operating in the whole zone. We are not clear how big is the zone, but it's clear that it can take more than a year to access that particular tractor to come and assist us with the removal of this pile. So we are suffering in making sure that we keep the area clean as much as we can try to put the dirt inside. We are not even supplied with the plastic bins that are supposed to be provided to us, whereas when they come, they also leave the dirt that is not put inside the black DSW bin bags, so which makes it very difficult for the area to remain clean for some time.
In terms of the water that has accumulated just here at the bottom, how long have those drains been blocked, and how often do you see that water there?
Basically, we live with such water for years now. There have been no storm water services that have been conducted within the area. We also don't have any other places where we can dispose our water. Instead, we have to use the same drain system that we have, which also cause some illness within the communities. There are children that are playing around here. They are also at risk of falling sick at any given time, which we do not know even to which department to complain to, because every complaint that you lay within the municipality are not being attended to with the seriousness of the matter. Instead, they will just give you explanations that does not solve the problem. Instead, you get the future plans that are not in place. You are told that there's a certain department that's supposed to be doing that job, and no one is there to make sure that the job is done. Instead, we have to continue use the drainage system, which is not properly serviced. This has been going on for more than 5 years, if I'm not mistaken now.
Besides the impact of illnesses when it comes to such water, what other impact does such things in terms of sanitation have on the residents in here in Mayville?
Basically, the issue of sanitation goes a long way within the ward, because there are no proper pipe systems that are put in place for us to be able to dispose our water. Instead, we have to pile the water in one place where they end up producing stinky and they make the area very dirty in such a way that you have to, in some instances within the settlement, you'll find that there are muddy areas where people end up dumping their water there, because there is no proper pipe system that will assist us even on the ablution toilets that were provided within the community are not serviced, and it's raising a lot of question within us, because we have noticed that before the election there were ablution toilets that were serviced in some communities, but in this particular community we were not even attended to. Instead, we saw only comrades coming for campaigns and other relevant things that were related to their party. But instead of coming with the services and doing proper work, since there are contractors that are allocated to do the jobs, but they are not there to be found when they have to do their job. And we are not giving relevant people to complain to or to make follow-ups to, and rather we have to be patient and accept the suffering that we are living within in each and every day. Whereas if you can ask them to come and live with us at least for one day and experience what we are experiencing each and every day, that will be a crime to them. They will feel like you are undermining them. So basically the services that we are expecting in our community are not there and are not attended to. The ones that we are using right now, like the drainage system that we've alluded to, that drainage system is not supposed to be for us to dispose water there, but it is supposed to be taking the water that is coming during the flooding rains, but it does not even do that. In most cases, when the water is full there, you'll find that it's flooding through in towards the settlement and puts more lives in danger, because once that water is more powerful, there are a lot of shacks that can be eroded.
Maybe lastly, Buti, before we let you go, there was a meeting today between various mayors, and we saw the visibility of the Kokta MEC. Do you still have hope in terms of service delivery, or do you think that, the issues that you have are no longer going to get solved, especially considering the fact that you just mentioned that you only see visibility from them during campaigns?
Basically, we are not expecting any change in the moment. Like I've mentioned earlier on, that you only find these promises in paper, you only find these promises in meetings, but when it comes to the implementation of what has been said, it is not there, and no one is there to do the job. And even when you have to make a follow-up as to who's responsible for certain services, no one is there to be found. So we are in a situation where communities have to do their part in making sure that services are maintained, services are doing what's supposed to be, are providing things that are supposed to be provided within the community. In order for the skip to be clean, it is our duty as the community to maintain that cleanliness. In order for us to be able to dispose water, we have to make means for ourselves in order for us to be able to live in a clean and neat area.
Yes. Buti siyabonga kakhulu ukhuluma nathi namuhla emini. Details coming in there from a resident here in Mayville is the fact that they no longer have hope in terms of service delivery because they've been living, under such conditions where the stormwater drain is not being, unblocked. We're also seeing an issue with sanitation just right behind me. However, earlier on during that meeting that happened with the various mayors in the province of KZN, we did hear that they are trying to find strategies and plans that are going to make sure that, there is adequate service delivery going forward.
Silethiwe Ndlovu, live from Mayville. She's been crisscrossing Durban neighborhoods, listening to what viewers, what ratepayers actually have to say. The story, of course, you hear all over South Africa. Most residents across municipalities have similar problems. Hopefully, the MEC for Cooperative Governance in the province will indeed honor his promise of ensuring that at the very least they come with that master plan for people to get water in those areas and across the province. More